All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Hello. Okay. It's nice to see you again, everybody. I remember you all. I will remember you all as as my students for this particular teaching journey. Welcome back to our English class. You can always ask me to forget things or manage or the things you forget, and of course, you can always manage your time properly and listen to my discussion. Now, before we dive into our lesson as you can see in your screen, we're going to talk about common nouns. Before we do that, let's do a quick health check. How are your eyes feeling? Especially if you are after looking at your screens, if you are an office job worker, or maybe as if not an office job worker, but um you are using your phones all the time. How are your eyes feeling? Okay, does anyone's back or neck feel a bit stiff from sitting? You can stretch it as much as you want. Okay, let's take a quick second to sit up straight. Okay, sit up straight, roll our shoulders and take a deep breath. Roll our shoulders and take a deep breath. So it is important to make sure that our brains are refreshed and our bodies are comfortable, of course, before we start learning. Are we all ready to learn or begin? Are we all? Okay, I think everybody's ready. Let's start with, again, common nouns. Now, for this session, we are going to start with our topic on common nouns. Okay, before we do that, we are going to define what common noun is. Now, when we talk about a common noun, this is just a general name for a person talking to, especially in a job. So we use uh we use this when we meet someone at work. We use these words to be polite and professional. So again, common nouns is just a general name for a person, for a place, or for a thing. Okay? So that is common noun. Now, next is that when we talk about common nouns, well, I've mentioned earlier, this is a general name for a person, for a place or thing. Now, when we talk about person, these are words for people, or it is answering the question who. So, this is the most important part of a greeting, and that is the person, especially the person you are talking to. In a job, we use different nouns to show someone, to show who someone is, right? For instance, we use manager. Now, when do we use manager? We use manager as a name for our boss or the person in charge. What other else do we have there? We also use worker. No? Worker is a common noun that is a general name. We worker when we refer to a person that has, a name for a person who does jobs. So that is a worker. We also use colleague. Okay, let me write it down for you. Let's start. Again, I started with manager. Manager, again, that is the name of your boss or person in charge. Let's just say person in charge. In charge. And the next to that is worker. Worker is the person who does the job. Person who does the job. Another, your colleague. Now, who is the colleague we're talking to? Who is the colleague? This is the name of a friend you work every day. Friend or, yeah, friend you work every day. So these are just some of the many or plenty words that are common when we're talking about general common nouns referring to a person. Okay? Don't forget that. Actually, there are many, but this is just one of the many or three of the many. Um, if I may add, I can add, let's say, more specific, let's say doctor or nurse. Of course, we know that these are the names for people who help with your health. Now, in this particular area, we use these names correctly. Why? Because it helps everyone feel respected. Because we have different titles, especially when we're talking about professional setting. Okay? If you see a supervisor, if you see them saying hello, you can say hello back to show that you are ready for your maybe for your job, for your tasks, or as simple as showing your respect to them. Now, I've mentioned about words for people. We also have words for places, right? The where, so the place where you say hello is a common noun also. So it tells you, or the place tells you how to act, especially in a professional setting. Okay, because different settings require different what? Different what? Different conduct of ourselves, especially in a professional setting. For example, let's say the location is at the office. When we say office, that is with a desk or a chair. With a desk or a chair. That's like the most obvious item in an office. So that is where usually we work, right? If you are an office job worker. More specific, maybe hospital, a place where you might see a patient or a nurse, and even an elevator. That is a common noun. An elevator, that is a small space where you might have a quick conversation or a short greeting or a quick nod, just, nonverbal communication with your colleague or coworker, okay, or anyone. So that is for the places and many, many more. So those are common nouns. Again, what are common nouns? This is just general name for a person, for a place, for a thing, or anything. Okay? Anything at all, any particular topic at all. Okay? So we move on to the different or common nouns or common words that we use in different places or location. Since we're talking about professional, we are going to start with the office. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom it in for you. Okay. Again, we're going to start with the office. Now, in the office, these are the common items that we see. There are many, there are actually plenty of them, but these are the common ones: computer, desk, document, meeting, and email. Okay? Again, these are not the only ones that you see. Are not the only things that you see inside the office, but there are plenty of them. Okay, these are just the main ones. All right, let's start with the first one: computer. Again, computer. One more time: computer. There are how many syllables in there? There are three. So we break the words into three. First is com, followed by pu, and then ter. Okay? All right. Computer. Now, computer, as mentioned or as defined here, um, it is an electronic device for work and internet. So again, an electronic device for work and internet. Let's see. Okay. Now in here, the computer, there's a picture there, right? So this is a computer. This is actually a laptop. The computer setup is more of a separate one, just like this one. This is a computer. Now the computer is more than just a box on a desk. So it is a primary engine of modern professional life. So, to understand this particular common noun fully, we must look at how it interacts with our entire physical being. Okay? While your brain handles the thinking, your eyes are the windows that let the information in. And because the computer screen stays at one distance, your eyes can get very tired. We know that. This is a common health issue at work. So you might hear a colleague say they need the rest. They need to rest their eyes after a long project. So yeah, that's that. That's the reality. If you remember it in our last meeting on body parts, we talked about eyes, right? So that's one of the body parts that we have. Now, sample sentence there is about tired eyes because tired eyes is very common in um different jobs. Okay. Now, in here in computer, aside from eyes, which is the body part, we also use hands. Okay, we use hands and arms to control the computer. We can use the mouse or the pad here, and then your fingers, no, to type in something. You use that. Now, when it comes to elbow, another body part, you can think about the elbow, which bends in the middle of your arm. This is the elbow. If your chair is too low, your elbows might be at a bad angle. So it causes pain that really travels down to your wrist. And the wrist, this one, the wrist is a sensitive joint that connects your hand to your arm. So if you type, too fast without breaks, this joint can hurt. So since you have 5 fingers on each hand, you're capable of very fast work. But your fingers also need rest to stay healthy. No, even though they're very little in your body, they might be look insignificant to you, but they're very important. No, so of course you should check it. You should make sure that it receives the proper rest that it need to stay healthy. Okay. Now, using the non-computer especially correctly, it allows you to talk about these different safety needs. So you might tell a supervisor, I need an ergonomic mouse, you know, for my computer because my wrist hurts. You can say that. This just shows you are a smart worker who cares about long-term productivity. Okay? All right. Now, again, our word is, oh no. Oh, I thought am I audible at your end? I think you can hear me fine. Anyway, let's continue. Let me just do a quick check because we don't know. Okay, it's all good. Anyway, we're going to continue. Again, this is computer. It was mentioned here, the professional. The computer is on my desk. That's a professional, that's like a sentence that is fitting for professional context. The computer is on my desk. If general, I use a computer every day. If fan or more casual, can I use your computer? Okay. Now, next is desk. Again, the word is desk. Now, the desk is your, let's say, personal territory within the office. As mentioned here, a desk is a table where you work or study. So It is a common noun that really stands for stability. Because when we talk about desk, we are also talking about the posture of the person sitting there. Okay? Your back is the most important part of your body. Sorry, of your body because it protects you when you are at your desk. So, if you slouch, your back will ache by the end of the evening, right? So, yeah, your legs and feet also plays a role here because even though you are sitting, your feet should be flat on the floor to support your legs, right? So some people now use a standing desk. If you are familiar with the term, this allows them to use their legs to stand and walk while they work. Now, which helps their heart pump blood better through the body. So standing desk, basically from the name itself, the desk is much higher at a level where we can stand instead of sitting because it allows them to do mild exercises like walking. Okay, which of course helps to to stay healthy. Okay, now here a desk is also a place of social interaction. If I may say, you might have invited a colleague to your desk just to look at a document, or if you are a nurse, your desk might be the station where you check a patient's temperature by asking them to open their mouth. So the desk is the center of professional life, and knowing this noun helps you define your space and your health needs. So this is my desk. Now let's see at the different sentences with different tones. We have the professional tone. My desk is near the window. Okay. For general tone, the desk is very clean. For fun and casual tone, where is your desk? Okay. So we tried asking that one, right? Okay. Before we continue, how is everyone doing? Okay. Doing good. So far, we've already talked about. Oh no, what happened? Okay, this one. Let me check. Okay. So far, we've already talked about computer, an electronic device for work and internet, desk, a table where you work or study. If you have any questions, you can always comment it in our comment section or box. Okay. Anyway, we're going to continue with another common noun. In what context? The office. Our place is office. Very simple. Document. Now, a document here, it is an official paper with information. That is basically a document. So it represents the official memory of a company. Because it is so important, reading a document requires full attention from your brain. So you use your eyes to scan the lines, to read the lines, and your ears to listen if someone is reading the document out loud during a meeting. No? Sometimes a document can be stressful. If a manager asks you to sign a very long document, you might feel your heart beat, faster, and that is totally normal. You should take your time because we don't know what is written in there, and you just signed it without even trying to do second look. So use your fingers to turn the pages carefully, right? So if the print is too small, do not strain your eyes. You ask for a digital version on the computer so that you can zoom it in. Okay? Now, in the workplace, the document is a tool for safety. For example, let's say, what do we have here? For a moment. Okay, let's say this one. Let's say a safety document might tell you to wear gloves to protect your hands. No, so following the instructions in a document is how workers stay safe and keeps their body healthy. No, because the company wouldn't be allowed to do such dangerous tasks if there is no proper remedy or instructions before doing that. Okay? Are we clear? Okay. I think we're all clear. That is the document. Okay? Now, when it comes to document also, this common noun is a bridge between rules and actions. Okay? Okay. Now, let's look at the different sample sentences that uses the word or the term or the common noun document. We have the professional tone. Please sign the document. Okay, document. There are three syllables. General tone, this document is important. Fun or casual, do you have the document? Do you have the document? Okay. Again, that is document. For a moment, let's just take a quick break because I really also need to drink some water. I feel so dehydrated. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Okay, let's continue with another word or common noun. Again, we're at a workplace or office. Okay. Next is the word meeting. Now, meeting is when people come together to talk and what? To talk and plan. Now, in here, the meeting is where the brain and the team comes together. No, it is a time for active communication. So you must use this with your ears to catch every word from your colleagues. Okay? You also use your mouth here and your voice, especially when you want to ask questions or when you want to share some thoughts. Now, physical presence in a meeting is also about nonverbal signals. During the meeting, you might give a nod. No, nod. You're nodding your head to show you agree with an idea that is presented by another person, or you might use your hands to point at, I don't know, maybe a chart or the presentation if you want to be clarified with something. So if you are the one presenting, you might stand on your legs and feet, especially for a long time. So if your legs hurt, it is okay to ask for a short break because, of course, your health matters at all times. Okay. Now, a meeting here is also place where we check on each other's wellness. No, a supervisor might look at a worker and say, you look tired, no? Just to start a conversation about health. So by knowing the noun meeting, you know when and where to bring up important ideas or important concerns about your work or your body. Okay, that is meeting. Now let's look at the different sample sentences that we have here, especially considering that there are three, with, of course, different focuses or different tone. Now, if professional tone, sample sentence here is the meeting is at 10. Okay? The meeting is at 10 a.m. Let's say. General tone, I have a meeting today. I have a meeting today. Or more fun or casual. When is the meeting? When is the meeting? Okay? That is meeting. All right. Let's move on to the last one, email. Again, Email. Now, what is email? A message sent by computer or phone, but usually phone. Well, the idea of phone being compact, being portable, it makes it easier to send an email. But of course, inside the office, you usually use your what? Your computer, right? You usually use that. So maybe the emails that will be sent is of course through your computer. Okay. Now, the email is a digital version of a conversation, digital version of a conversation. Even though it is on a computer, it still involves the body. So you use your fingers to type the message, and you use your eyes to check your mistakes. So if you write emails all day, you might feel a crick in your neck or pain in your shoulders, right? Because you've been doing that particular posture for hours. So it will start to hurt, of course. Now, this is because your head is heavy and your neck works hard to hold it up while you look down at a screen. Now, an email, it is a great way to communicate when you are not feeling well. So if your throat hurts and you cannot speak, you can send an email to your manager just to say you are sick. So if you have a toothache and cannot chew, you can email to ask for a dental appointment. Now, the email is a flexible common noun that helps you stay connected even when your voice is gone because it is only just a text. Okay? That is email, a message sent by computer or phone. Okay? That is the last four common noun words in the office. First is computer. Again, what is computer? An electronic device for work and internet. Next, desk. Desk is a table where you work or study. Document. An official paper with all information. Meeting. When people come together to talk and plan. Email, a message sent by computer or phone. Okay? That is an email. Now, these are the different or most common words, common noun words that will be used in the office or inside the office. So we're done with that. We're past that. We're going to move on in another context, which is that is traveling or travel, as simple as that. Okay. Now, of course, when traveling, there are common noun words. These are just some of the many. There are really a lot of common noun words, but I included about five words, common noun words. Okay. Let's zoom it in for a moment. Okay. Now, the first common noun for our travel lesson is the train. A train is a vehicle that travels on rails and carries people at once. Okay? So in many cities, the train is the fastest way to get to work because it doesn't get stuck in traffic like a car or a bus. So try to use it in your health. No, try to use different services to improve your health. So the act of taking the train is a physical activity, of course. When the train moves, your body has to balance. Now, if there are no seats, you must land, okay? Except if you're strong enough to really hold into it. Now, this means you're using the muscles in your legs and your feet to stay upright. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Your ankles, which connect your foot to your leg, work hard to keep you steady as the train turns. So, we learned in our workplace dialogues that standing all day, it makes your legs hurt. So, if you can find a sit, or use it to rest your limbs and protect your back from the vibration of the train. Okay? All right. Again, this is train. Oh, it was mentioned already about us and the other person. Well, the other person here is. in here, actually. So your eyes in when it comes to train, your eyes are also very busy on a train. So you use them to look at the map and read the signs to you to when to get off. So if you wear special glasses to protect your eyes from the screens, you might need them if you use your phone during the ride. Speaking of phones, be careful with your ears. If you listen to music too loudly, you might damage your ears. And what? You might fall to hear the station announcements. Okay? Now, your brain here must stay alert to remember your stop. If you can carry a heavy bag, your shoulders and neck might feel stiff. Okay? So always try to switch the bag between your hands to balance the weight of your shoulders. This is train. Okay? Train. Okay. Where is it? Uh, we have here professional tone. I take the train to work. Okay. Next, general tone. The train is very fast. And fun and casual. What time is the train? So the train is really a vital part of a professional life. You might tell your manager, I take the train to work. And of course, as they are, you ask a colleague, oh, like what time is the train? I researched on that actually. No? Anyway, that is train. So it is really a vital, essential part of your professional life. Okay? That's train one. Next, after train, we have here a station. A station, this is a specific place, no? So this is still a common noun, actually. So this is where trains or buses stop to let people on and off. So it is the starting point of your professional journey each morning. Okay? That is your station. Now, when it comes to station, I mean, it was mentioned here, a place where trains or buses stop. So a station is, let's say it is a specific place, common noun, where trains or buses stop to let people and off. So it is the starting point of your professional journey each morning, especially. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, a station, this one, though from the picture alone, you can sense this eerie feeling, right? The negativity of the space. Now, navigating the space, a station is often very big and can be very crowded, actually. This is big. Let's go back. Anyway, your ankles here are the joints that connect your foot to your leg. We know that already. Um, have a leg and other, leg, and they allow you to climb the stairs or walk on the platform. I really don't know. No? So it's just a matter of how you can rebut well, right? Okay. Now, in here, when it comes to station, this is full of sounds. Okay? Full of sounds. Why? So, well, anyway, there are a lot of people in there, especially during rush hour, morning and afternoon. So the station is full of sounds. We know that. You use your ears to listen for the hear sounds like announcements, maybe about track changes or delays. So if the station is noisy, your brain has to work hard to filter out the background noise so you can hear what is important. If you get lost, you can use your mouth to ask station, worker for help. So yeah, you might say, where is the station next? And of course, when we talk about station, it really matters because this is a major landmark. Okay. You might say the office is near the station. Oh, you can do that. Especially when you want to help a visitor. So, station is the foundational word for giving directions and ensuring you arrive at your meeting on time. Okay, that is the station. How is everyone doing? Okay, how is everyone doing? It's okay, all good, I think. Well, I believe all good. Okay, all right. That is again the street. I mean, yeah, the station. Again, a place where trains or buses stop. So we have here different sentences again. For a professional tone, we say that the office is near the station. Okay, for a moment. The office is near the station. For Jan or general, the station is very big. For fun or casual, where is the station? Ooh, where's the station? Okay, anyway, moving on to the word sweet. Again, the word sweet. Now, um, a street, that is a road in a city or town with buildings. So a street is a road in a city or town that has buildings on the sides. It is a common noun we use to describe our physical environment every day. Okay? That is a street. Now, since we're talking about street, walking on the street requires constant attention to safety because you are on your own usually. Okay? You must be capable of doing some medical care, quick or emergency medical care. Um, you must use your eyes to look for cars and traffic lights. That's one thing about station, okay? Because you also use your ears to hear the sounds of traffic around you. So your brain is the organ that helps you think and remember the safety rules for crossing the street. So if the street is very important, you might have felt something in there. Okay. Anyway, the weather on the street, everyone, it affects your body. So if it is a very hot, long day, your heart will pump blood faster to help you cool your body down. Okay, that's their defense mechanism. Okay. Anyway, if let's say opposite, if it rains, you use your hands and fingers to hold an umbrella, right? Even during the hot day, we use umbrella because of the sun. Now here in the these two, the let's say um each hand uh we still have this one. Each hand has 5 fingers to help you grip the handle tightly. So your wrist connects your hand to your arm and allows you to move the umbrella if the wind blows. So that is still street. Okay. And of course, since this is a common noun, this noun helps you explain where you are. Okay. So you might ask a friend, what street do you live on? Or notice that the street is very quiet. No? It is a basic building block or for understanding geography and local directions, or maybe just a simple greeting. Okay? Because we have something in common, maybe like that. Okay, that is our fourth exercise. Oh, not yet. We still have two other words. Now we're going to start with a ticket. A ticket is a paper that lets you travel or enter a place. Okay? So a ticket, this is a small piece of paper or a digital life on your phone that proves you paid to travel. So it is an essential thing for any better. Okay? All right. So to use a ticket, you use your hands and fingers. You have the 5 fingers on each hand that allow you to pick up and hold a small paper ticket. So you use your eyes to read the information on it, like the price. Example, 50 euros and the time of the train. Okay, go. Okay. In my queue, three, two, one, go. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you, everyone. When we talk about ticket, okay, um, this is just very small, right? You have five fingers on each hand that really allow you to pick up and hold a small paper ticket. So aside from that, you use your eyes to read the information on it. Okay? Just like what I've mentioned earlier. So anyway, you also see the time of the train actually. Okay, so this is an essential thing or common noun for any traveler. And when it comes to other body parts like your brain is responsible for remembering where you put your ticket because sometimes we forget that, considering if there is a rush hour, for instance, no, a rush hour in the station, you don't know what to do anymore, right? If still the ticket is needed, necessary by the time you go into the train. But of course, since this is a modern era, usually tickets are not needed inside the train, inside the actual train. But the station, it is needed. Okay, so ticket is needed. Now here, if you lose it, if you lose your ticket, you might have to pay more money because you have to pay again. So when a worker says, "Can I see your ticket?" you use your arm and elbow to reach into your bag or your pocket. So the elbow is the part that bends in the middle of your arm. Okay? It totally helps you to reach for your things. Now, when without a ticket, you cannot enter the station or board the train, of course, because that's your pass, right? Your pass to the station or to the train. So it is an access noun. You can access something. What can you access? Your transportation going to work, right? So you might say, I need a ticket for Paris. Or maybe for leisure, you are doing that in there. The ticket is in my bag. Now, it is a small item that really carries a lot of importance for your travel. Okay? All right. That is the ticket. Now we have here three different sentences, just like the other three. Three common nouns and the previous common nouns under different category or office. The location is in office. Now a street. We have here professional. The office is on the main street. For general, this street is very quiet. For fun or casual, what street do you live on? Uh, Another question, right? Anyway, that is on the ticket. So far, we've talked about train, a vehicle that travels on rails and carries people, station, a place where trains or buses stop, and, okay, a mother, I believe. Okay? Oh, not this one for a moment. Okay. Okay, since we're done with the other four, what was the other four? Train, station, street, ticket, we go move on to hotel. Hotel is a building where you pay to sleep when traveling. So if this is where you pay for a room to sleep and rest when you are away from home. It is a common noun for your temporary residence. Okay? Now, hotel is a building where you pay for a room to sleep and rest when you are away from home. So it is really a common noun for your temporary residence. Now, a hotel, this is the best place for your body to recover after a long journey. Because travel can make your legs and back feel very tired. So the hotel provides a bed so you can rest your heart and you can rest your brain, especially through a good night's sleep. Okay? All right. Anyway, while at the hotel, you might use your mouth and teeth to eat a meal in the restaurant. That's one thing. You might also use your eyes to enjoy the view, as some hotels are very nice and located in a beautiful area. Or if you're traveling for a job, you might tell your manager. right? You can tell them, oh, the hotel is near the office. As simple as that. So they know you are close by. Okay. Now, when we're talking about hotel, the hotel is this is a key part of a business and personal travel. Now, you might ask a colleague, okay? You might ask a colleague, which hotel are you staying at? Okay? Which hotel? You might ask a colleague. Okay. Okay, that is that. Anyway, I'm so sorry for that. I am also really sick. But anyway, I can do more, of course, no? Well, we are going to continue. It's almost time. Anyway, what do we have here? Hotel. This is the last word, right? For what location? For the context of traveling. Now, when we talk about hotel, there are actually many words that you can use or sentences. So before that, you try to understand that this noun helps you talk about your comfort, no, helps you talk about your rest, helps you talk about your travel plans, right? So those things for hotel. Again, hotel is a building where you pay to sleep when traveling. For example, we have here different tones: professional tone, general tone, or fun and casual tone. Let's start with a sentence that is made up with a professional tone. The hotel is near the office. Again, the hotel is near the office. Next, this hotel is very nice. This is a general tone. And then for fun and casual tone, you can just ask, which hotel are you staying at? Okay? It makes students to really wonder because it is a question type of formatting. Now, any questions so far for these words? Again, we are talking about traveling words. Oh, there are only five that I've included, but there are plenty of them. First, we have what? Okay, for a moment. Okay. First, we have the train. Again, what is a train? That is a vehicle that travels on rails and carries people. Next, we have station. Again, station. How many syllables are in there? Don't know. Station. Okay, let's say two. Okay. Now, station is a place where trains or buses stop. Okay. Next to that is street. A street is a road in a city or town with buildings. And then last one. Okay, where is it? No. Oh, yeah. We're already done with a street, a road in a city or town with buildings. For the ticket, that's the next one. A ticket is a paper that lets you travel or enter a place. Okay, that is a ticket. And then last one is hotel. This is a building where you pay to sleep when traveling. Again, the words are train, station, street, ticket, and hotel. Let's go back to the first lesson. We talk about the office common nouns. First, we talk about computer, an electronic device for work and internet. Next, a table where you work or study. And audiologia, document, an official paper with information. And last one, meeting. Meeting when people come together to talk and plan something. And then lastly, since we are in the digital era, A message sent by computer or phone is what we call email. Okay? That is email. So those are the different five common nouns or words that we use inside the office during the time, Spanish numbers and everything else. Okay? Any question? None? Again, we've talked about common nouns. Okay? Common nouns. A1 Unit 1, Lesson 7. Any question? None so far? Okay, I guess none. This is it for me, everyone. Actually, I'm going to continue, of course, with I'm going to have a discussion later on, a continuation of this discussion because we still have many areas that we need to look at. For example, after traveling or office, we have belongings, personal belongings. We have food and drink. We have time. We have people. Oh, home is duplicated. And then later on. Okay, after that, we have different exercises, five exercises. Okay, so we focus on this one, right? Okay, again, this is common nouns. All right, do you have any questions? Any questions, everybody? You can always comment it in the comment box. Okay, any question? None so far. Okay, none so far. Thank you, everybody, for being with me this evening. I hope you will have a great rest of the night. Goodbye.